Hello, Scott Wurtz here with Wellness Restoration Arts. I want to welcome you to my series on healthcare and a curriculum that I call Body Neutral. This is the first segment that I'm introducing, and I'm here on a specific topic today to talk with you about revitalization. That's a big word, and I know you're going to have a very different understanding, feeling about what revitalization might mean for you. I want to break it down into three different components, and I'm just going to address the first one today. So the first component is our body or physical health. The second part is emotional health, so our emotional system, and the third is our spiritual system. So body, mind, spirit, basically, and how we revitalize through these three different areas in our life. Today I will be working just with the first one, the body part, and I will let you know that I have 12 to 15 years experience in the healthcare field, primarily working with chronic pain as a neuromuscular therapist. I do a practice called Bowen, Bowen, and you can go to my website, WeRestart, WeRestart.com, and there's lots of resources there that you can access and download, and I look forward to interfacing with you as I go along. This is all part of a curriculum I've been developing many years called Body Neutral. Body Neutral is all about how do we get the body out of what I call sympathetic, fight, flight, or freeze, into parasympathetic, or what's called rest and digest. In rest and digest, the body can actually heal. In fight, flight, and freeze, it doesn't know how to. In looking at this way of looking at the world, it's important to have these things distinguished. Freeze is where most people come to see me, that they're in chronic pain. It's happening on a daily basis, and it has for a certain number of weeks. And whatever they've done hasn't made a difference. Drugs haven't necessarily made a difference. They might have put things off for a little while, and they haven't created anything that made a lasting result. How do I revitalize? It's probably a lot different than how you revitalize. And that's where I want you really to look at what it is to revitalize for yourself. I encourage you to have a journal and to journal through this process, to look at these concepts and strategies and practices that I bring up and see how they're affecting you, to see what's working best. And it may be entirely that I am inspiring you to go another route, to find another way into yourself. Because for me, it is very much an inner journey. As I develop the practices, I feel better. As I do the daily habits, I feel better. And I know for you, some of these may work and some of them may not at all. And I encourage you to look at what works for you. You are the key to everything. And it's not going to come from outside yourself. It's going to come from deep within. And when you find that place where your body goes into a neutral state, when your body opens its healing capacity, then things will start to shift and change. And these things are very subtle. It may not be easy to feel and sense and see and have a good understanding what's happening. And underneath the surface, these things are going on. I'll give you an example. Key to this process is something I call the relaxation response. Now, this was developed by Dr. Herbert Benson back in the 70s. He's Harvard trained and a Harvard Medical School surgeon. And he found after surgery, 50% of his clients got better and 50% didn't. And when he developed this technique called the relaxation response, he was able to get that other 50% to respond better. I wouldn't say that there were miracles, and there was a big difference in how they were able to heal after that. There is a book that he wrote called more recently called The Relaxation Revolution, where there was specific research done on a number of individuals that did blood work before and after the relaxation response. And so through that blood work, they were able to track the stressors in the DNA strand. And so there's thousands of them. And they're either turned on or turned off. And when they're turned on, that's not necessarily healthy. And when they're turned off, that allows the body to go into a healing state. This technique, the relaxation response, is an effective way of getting the body out of sympathetic into the parasympathetic and turning the stressors off in the DNA strand itself. Myself, when I get out of bed in the morning, the very first thing I do is my exercises. I have been doing it for 30 plus years. I started when I was in my 30s with the family, and it became necessary that I took care of myself. I had a very dynamic career. A lot of energy was required by me on a consistent basis, and I wanted to be there for my family. Doing an exercise program was key for me. Also, my dad did it when he was in his career days. And I mean, he's 90 years old now and still going. I see how important that has been for me. It's not everybody's process, and I know what a difference it's made in my life. I start off, the first 5 to 10 minutes is a much more aerobic workout, and I'm also working with the energy centers in the body. So that's critical to the process, is that we're not just doing exercises, we're doing exercises that are working the energy centers. And that's going to be different for each person. For me, the energy centers have to deal with the chakras from a more Eastern standpoint and how the body's functioning through the different energy centers in the body. And then I do another set of exercises that are about 20 minutes long, and these are a lot more gentle, and they come out of a tradition in the Aikido world, which is a martial art, of just moving all the joints in the body. So it's getting the body to be limber, to be able to move freely. And myself, who's gone through major injuries to my shoulders, these exercises have been key in restoring my health and restoring my function when I've lost function and I've had to spend time recuperating. That's where, when I learned the work that I do now, called Bowen, B-O-W-E-N, I was blown away at how my left shoulder went from frozen to full range of motion without any pain after only 4 treatments. Totally blew me away. I didn't see it coming. This person that worked on me was a naturopathic doctor and had been recently trained, and it was amazing. I was very surprised. At the end of that, that's when I do the relaxation response. That is what allows my body to receive that exercising in a way that's going to be regenerative. It gets my body tissues into that soft place after I've done the hard workout to regenerate. The relaxation response is really easy to do. I have an audio coaching program on my website that you can download for free. I have a script that I can send you if you email me. And so I encourage you, whatever way works for you, to do that. You can put it on your phone or your computer. You can just memorize it for yourself and do it. It takes 12 to 15 minutes. It's tightening and loosening all the major muscle groups in the body, and then doing this process where it's like from toe to head, we're feeling the effervescence. And that's actually what's turning the stressors off in the DNA strand. So I kind of use the self-talk, as I'm doing this, the stressors are turning off in my DNA strand. And I feel like I'm in a cloud. I feel like my body's reawakened again. And so it always feels good. And then I go off and get my nourishment after that. And that's one of the habits that works for me. And another key thing is to remember is that one habit will replace another. So even not doing something is a habit, because we have the habit of not doing something. And that's where I would initiate just doing the first 5 minutes of the routine in the beginning, something more aerobic, something that's going to work the energy centers and get you moving. And as you build into that, as you take the time to do that, that will make all the difference in the world. So I'm just bringing you the little gems that I can find, and I want you to enjoy whatever you do. And please let me know what's going on, what you want to hear, what your questions are. I'm very happy and willing to work with you and coach you along the way. Please visit my website, werestart.com, werestart.com. Email me at werestart@gmail.com. I look forward to meeting you in person. I will also be producing webinars, workshops, ebook. There's lots of things coming out of the Body Neutral curriculum, and I am very excited to provide this for you. Thank you. Blessings. Enjoy your day.